David was dead. Solomon sat upon the throne. But Adonijah still breathed, and ambition, once awakened, does not sleep for long. Now Solomon must prove whether his mercy was wisdom or weakness. The palace of Jerusalem glows with morning light. Servants move through corridors of cedar and stone. The young king receives petitioners, issues decrees, learns the weight of the crown his father wore for 40 years. But in the shadows, a request is forming. Adonijah approaches Bathsheba. He bows low, too low perhaps, and speaks with careful humility. "You know that the kingdom was mine. All Israel looked to me as their king. But things changed, and the kingdom has gone to my brother, for it has come to him from the Lord." Bathsheba listens. Adonijah continues, "Now I have one request to make of you. Do not refuse me." "What is it?" she asks. "Please ask King Solomon, he will not refuse you, to give me Abishag the Shunammite as my wife." Abishag, the young woman who had lain beside David in his final days, the one who had warmed the dying king, who had been seen at his side, who, in the eyes of the court, represented intimacy with royal power. To marry her would be to claim a piece of the throne itself. Bathsheba may not have understood the danger, or perhaps she did, and thought Solomon could handle it. "Very well," she says, "I will speak to the king for you." Bathsheba enters Solomon's court. The king rises to meet her, bows before his mother, and has a throne brought for her at his right hand. She makes her request. "I have one small request to make of you. Do not refuse me." Solomon answers, "Make it, my mother. I will not refuse you." She speaks, "Let Abishag the Shunammite be given in marriage to your brother Adonijah." Solomon's response is immediate and sharp. "Why do you request Abishag the Shunammite for Adonijah? You might as well request the kingdom for him. After all, he is my older brother. Yes, for him and for Abiathar the priest and for Joab son of Zeruiah." The young king swears an oath. "May God deal with me, be it ever so severely, if Adonijah does not pay with his life for this. As surely as the Lord lives, who has established me securely on the throne of my father David, and has founded a dynasty for me as he promised, Adonijah shall be put to death today." Solomon gives the order. Benaiah son of Jehoiada carries it out. Adonijah is dead. Was this justice or ruthlessness? The text does not soften it. Adonijah had twice reached for power. His request for Abishag was, in the political logic of the ancient world, a claim to the throne. Solomon acted to protect what God had given him, but the blood of his brother now stained his reign. The priest Abiathar is next. Solomon strips him of his priesthood and banishes him to Anathoth. "You deserve to die, but I will not put you to death now, because you carried the ark of the sovereign Lord before my father David, and shared all my father's hardships." Abiathar is exiled. The line of Eli ends. The word spoken to the priest's ancestor generations before finds its fulfillment. Joab hears the news. He had supported Adonijah. He had not supported Absalom years before, but his hands were stained with blood nonetheless. He had killed Abner. He had killed Amasa. David had charged Solomon, "Do not let his gray head go down to the grave in peace." Joab runs to the tent of the Lord and takes hold of the horns of the altar. Solomon is told, "Joab has fled to the tent and is beside the altar." Solomon sends Benaiah, "Go, strike him down." Benaiah enters the tent. "Come out." Joab refuses. "No, I will die here." Benaiah returns to the king with Joab's answer. Solomon's reply is final. "Do as he says. Strike him down and bury him. This will remove from me and from my father's house the guilt of the innocent blood that Joab shed. The Lord will repay him for the blood he shed. For without my father David knowing it, he attacked 2 men and killed them with the sword, Abner and Amasa, both better men than he." Benaiah goes back and strikes down Joab. He is buried on his own land in the wilderness. Joab's execution fulfilled David's dying charge. The blood guilt of murdered commanders had hung over the house of David for decades. In this, Solomon acted as the agent of delayed justice. Yet even righteous verdicts, carried out in sacred space, leave their mark on a king's soul. Solomon appoints Benaiah commander of the army. Zadok becomes priest in place of Abiathar. One matter remains. Shimei, the man who had cursed David during Absalom's rebellion, who had thrown stones and dust at the fleeing king. David had spared him then, but David had not forgotten. Solomon summons Shimei and gives him terms. Build a house in Jerusalem and live there. Do not go anywhere else. The day you leave and cross the Kidron Valley, you can be sure you will die. Your blood will be on your own head. Shimei agrees. What you say is good. Your servant will do as my lord the king has said. For 3 years Shimei stays in Jerusalem. Then 2 of his slaves run away to Gath. Shimei saddles his donkey, rides to Gath, retrieves his slaves, and returns. Solomon is informed. He summons Shimei. Did I not make you swear by the Lord and warn you that the day you leave to go anywhere else, you can be sure you will die? At that time you said to me, what you say is good. I will obey. Why then did you not keep your oath to the Lord and obey the command I gave you? Solomon continues, You know in your heart all the wrong you did to my father David. Now the Lord will repay you for your wrongdoing. Benaiah executes Shimei. The kingdom is now firmly established in Solomon's hands. The court is quiet. The rivals are gone. The old king's unfinished debts are paid. Solomon's throne rested on a foundation of blood, some of it justified by divine mandate, some of it ambiguous, all of it sobering. The young king had shown he could be ruthless when the kingdom required it. Whether he could also be merciful, whether he could rule with wisdom rather than fear, remained to be seen. And God is watching. Solomon goes to Gibeon to offer sacrifices. At Gibeon stands the most important high place, the Tabernacle of Meeting, the bronze altar made by Bezalel in the wilderness. Solomon offers 1,000 burnt offerings on that altar. That night at Gibeon, the Lord appears to Solomon in a dream. God says, Ask for whatever you want me to give you. The question hangs in the night air. What would a young king request? Long life? Victory over enemies? The death of rivals? Wealth beyond counting? Solomon answers, You have shown great kindness to your servant, my father David, because he was faithful to you, and righteous and upright in heart. You have continued this great kindness to him, and have given him a son to sit on his throne this very day. Now, Lord my God, you have made your servant king in place of my father David, but I am only a little child, and do not know how to carry out my duties. Your servant is here among the people you have chosen, a great people, too numerous to count or number. So give your servant a discerning heart to govern your people, and to distinguish between right and wrong. For who is able to govern this great people of yours? Solomon asks for wisdom, a listening heart, the ability to judge justly. The Lord is pleased. Because you have asked for this, not for long life, not for wealth, not for the death of your enemies, but for discernment in administering justice, I will do what you have asked. I will give you a wise and discerning heart, so that there will never have been anyone like you, nor will there ever be. Moreover, I will give you what you have not asked for, both wealth and honor, so that in your lifetime you will have no equal among kings. And if you walk in obedience to me and keep my decrees and commands as David your father did, I will give you a long life. Solomon awakes. It was a dream. But he returns to Jerusalem and stands before the ark of the Lord's covenant. He offers burnt offerings and fellowship offerings and gives a feast for all his officials. Soon the wisdom is tested. 2 women come before the king. Both are prostitutes. Both live in the same house. Both have given birth within 3 days of each other. One child has died. Now both claim the living son. The first woman speaks. This woman's son died in the night because she lay on him. She got up during the night and took my son from my side while I was asleep. She put him by her breast and put her dead son by my breast. When I looked in the morning, I saw that the dead baby was not the son I had borne. The second woman protests. No, the living one is my son. The dead one is yours. They argue before the king. Solomon listens. Then he speaks. Bring me a sword. A sword is brought. Cut the living child in two. Give half to one and half to the other. The woman whose son was alive cries out, her heart torn with love for her child. Please, my lord, give her the living baby.